Well, meantime, the FBI and Texas Governor Greg Abbott are now issuing alarming warnings to citizens. Beware of Chinese spies operating in the Lone Star State. According to reports, a Chinese police station has been located in Houston, along with 5 other cities across the U.S., where spies are working to intimidate, injure, even kidnap Chinese citizens who have fled here to the U.S. And this is not the first time Houston has been the epicenter of these tensions, with the U.S. abruptly ordering a Chinese consulate in Texas to be shut down in July of 2020, where Chinese diplomats were caught burning documents inside just hours later. So all of this sparking several concerns and prompting the FBI to post this statement on X just days ago saying to, quote, call FBI Houston if you are a victim of PRC transnational repression. So joining me now, NewsNation national security contributor and former CIA agent, Tracy Walder. Tracy, thank you so much for your time on this. Before we talk about the specifics, let's talk about the fact that U.S. officials know these Chinese spies are in the state. So that means they're not exactly covert. What does that tell you? And are these spies not trying to stay hidden?
Well, thank you for having me, Nichole. Let me put this into perspective for you. When I was at the FBI, I worked Chinese counterintelligence there. And when I was there, only 2 FBI offices had open Chinese CIA investigations. Now, every single FBI office and resident agency has an open Chinese CI investigation. So they're not necessarily hiding. They're hiding in plain sight. And this is part of a bigger operation called Operation Fox Hunt that China put into play in about 2014 to kind of, I guess, weed out corruption within their government, dissidents who had fled China into the U.S.
So, okay, I want to talk about these spy houses that are run by the government, what they're doing. How are they continuing to even operate?
Yeah, that's the difficult part, right? Is they're operating under the auspices of something else, right? Like the Chinese consulate, which does have a right to be here in the United States. However, if it's suspected that that consulate is subverting authorities or obviously engaging in espionage, which the Houston one was, then they will shut it down. But that's what they are doing. They are using places with legitimate cover, so a consulate, and then engaging in the activity there. So that's what's been really, really difficult.
And if this is about intimidating, legal U.S. residents who are critics of China, Tracy, how concerned should those Chinese citizens who have fled here to the U.S., how concerned should they be?
I think they should be very concerned. This is deeply troubling. We see individuals of other countries that come here with asylum from Iran and other countries, and we don't see this level of harassment and persecution, basically, of them. And because so many of these have been operating about 2 years ago, if you remember, they were shut down. I believe it was in New York City and some other locations as well. And because they have been operating for really about 10 years, quite frankly, here, I think it is deeply troubling for some of these individuals. They have a right to freedom of speech here in this country, and they came here legally and a right to not be prosecuted.
And last question for you. You mentioned some of these being shut down in New York and some other cities a few years ago. Is there a way to just shut this down?
So that's the hard part. Yes and no. Look, if it's a standalone private building that they are using and renting to engage in this activity, then yes, you can ask the person to stop renting to them and shut down the facility. But if they're using a consulate, you have to make the case through State Department, which took some time in the state of Texas, but they were successful in doing that to shut down the activity. And that's the harder part.
Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your screen. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.